So this is huge. Huge. Oh man. Woo! Yep.
Hocking Hills. We landed on Hocking Hills because growing up, we both have very fond memories of going to Hocking Hills and hiking and rappelling and...
We call it Hocking Thrills, not Hocking Hills.
So if you haven't already seen some of our story before, so how the box hop really got started was Seth and I wanting to have an escape for our family and our kids from the city of Columbus, and also to invest and keep our dream and progress of doing some sort of real estate investing as we've grown.
So we both grew up going there. There's a lot to do. She grew up horseback riding and Girl Scouting. That's a thing, right? Girl Scouting. That sounds good.
Nearby, yeah. The Girl Scout camp was nearby, and we would take trips down to Hocking Hills and be able to do rock rappelling and horseback riding and all the things. And of course, just like canoeing and going down the river, the Hocking River.
My favorite is antiquing. I like going to all the antique malls and just shopping for antiques and old vintage finds. I like the finds. I'm a big finds guy. Emily likes the antiques. She finds some cool stuff.
Yeah, but growing up, that was...
No, that was more of an older thing. I jumped about 20 years there.
But Seth grew up going to Hocking Hills
to go rappelling. My dad built cell phone towers, had a bunch of rappelling equipment, rock climbing equipment. So it was like every year, usually in the spring when it started getting warmer, we would take youth groups from church rappelling, take family rappelling, and just took the kids rappelling actually in the last month. Their first time. So it's cool to see that I did that growing up in Hocking Hills, and now we're doing it with them. So it's pretty neat.
So after we, moved back from college and started really getting into our young adult life, I feel like that's when the next wave of Hocking Hills came about. And that was, friends getting together that were starting to have bachelorette parties and bachelor parties and wedding showers and all the fun things to go do. And Hocking was like perfect mashup for those events. So I feel like that kind of like it was like nostalgia to go back there and be in the place where we grew up, and then also just like finding this new found love and respect for the area as we are adults. And then that progressed, I think, from there, just continuing to go into early years of marriage, and then now having our own kids and living in Columbus, we were like, well, we really want a space for our kids to get out and hike and be in nature. We can tell you all about the things that there is to do in Hocking. There's so much to do.
Do you want to hear what there is to do?
Yes, Seth, tell us.
Ziplining, canoeing, kayaking, jumping off of rope swings into the creek.
So the obvious is the Hocking Hills State Park. You have Old Man's Cave, Ash Cave, Cedar Falls.
Cantwell Cliffs.
You have Cantwell Cliff, but there are tons of trails to hike and walk and even bike. There's Clear Creek Metro Park.
Say that fast 12 times.
So yeah, that is probably the most obvious, is being that it's the Hocking Hills State Park is there. And then spiraling on top of that, I think next in line would come the canoeing. The Hocking River is super popular in the summer to do kayaking, canoeing, tubing.
Cabrewing.
Cabrewing, for those of you who know what that is.
Yeah.
Tons and tons of fun. And then obviously like that pairs really well with like camping and getting away. So there's that. Seth's favorite thing, as he's mentioned, can also be antiquing.
Yes, yeah. So I almost forgot how much I loved antiquing. and to Kicking.
There's a really cool flea market that happens every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's
All
right by
day.
the antique mall.
All day.
Yeah, and you can sometimes find some really cool stuff there, so don't sleep on it. Actually, funny story, when we were building, was it the OG?
Mm-hmm.
That
How can you forget?
I did not want to miss out with the kids being near Seth, so we took them to a KOA, and Seth was extremely tired, did not want to be camping, was just working nonstop between his full week of work, and then the weekend was packed full of all these responsibilities to build the box hop. And I was like, well, the kids want to come, we want to see you, we don't want to be away from you all weekend, so I'm going to take them and we're going to camp at the KOA. And he was a good sport.
Mm-hmm.
Came and swam for a good chunk of the day, and then we followed him back. And there is John Glenn Astronomy Park, there is glass blowing, there's a pencil sharpener museum.
No joke, a pencil sharpener museum. Music festivals.
Music festivals, yeah. Nelsonville's a big one.
Yeah.
There's a Columbus washboard museum. Interesting, I've not been to that one.
There's a hippie fest. That's the
Hippie
thing.
Fest.
There's a lot.
Tons
So
to do.
many things.
There's a thing called the Moonville Tunnel. It's a place of Moonville, and it's got all these really cool haunted stories that go with it.
And when you go through it, you have to moon everybody. Right?
Seth's at the other end mooning people.
That hasn't happened yet.
And Athens is really close by for people that know about OU. And the food there is amazing. There's some really good breweries in Athens. So that's only a 20-25 minute drive as well to get some sights in. So lots to do around Hocking. We love taking the kids. And there's also fun when you're with just adults as well. I think there's tons to accommodate everybody.
Last but not least, there's trees. You could do a lot of tree stuff. They got rocks. You could throw rocks, climb rocks, tip rocks, push rocks. Dirt. If you like dirt, you can dig dirt, push dirt, move dirt, crawl dirt. Grass. They've got grass. So you can do grass stuff. Do a lot of grass stuff. Bale hay, cut grass, weed eat grass.
This is his contribution, guys.
Mow grass, crawl through the grass.
Okay, you're done.
Thanks. So much to do on Hocking Hills. We love it. We are excited to share it with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how the box hop mostly ended up
As the box hop.
in Hocking Hills.
You can watch our story here. The BoHo, the OG. Too much to handle. Like and subscribe to this video. Leave me a comment if you think this song sucks. I can handle it. For now, I'll just go.